Good morning. You're on the Morning Coffee Show. I'm your host, Johnny Caruso, with the Unpopular Opinion. We got some unpopular opinions today. I think this Charlie Kirk shooting has created a silver lining that transcends not only from how we can perhaps address, people who get on rooftops or go into schools and shoot, or people gang violence, which is, as we all know, that's where most of the violence is. How do we address all these things? What's transcending is the whole question: are people really just going out here killing people with differences? And I would say yes. I would say when it comes to gang violence, maybe it starts like that, and then a war pursues a never-ending war. But then around the corner, some young kid with a gun, he has the differences, and he shoots somebody, and then a war pursues. And what we saw with Charlie Kirk, regardless how you feel on either side, it was a guy with his opinions. And look, words cannot hurt you. Words cannot physically hurt you. They can hurt your feelings, right? But for those who saying, well, his words were divisive and hurtful. Okay, you being gay or whatever behaviors you have might hurt somebody's feelings. So what? Is there a call to go and do harm to all gay people? If anytime someone's hurt by what someone says, who they never even met, by the way, a lot of these people never even met Charlie, do you just run out and, you're hurt by the president? We just run out and assassinate presidents? I mean, people, we need to get a grip here. We cannot be shooting people with the differences of opinion. And this is transcending. Man, look, this is the Morning Coffee Show. I'm trying not to slurp. Somebody said I was slurping last time. I don't know, if you're not slurping, does it really taste that good? So let's do a little slurp. That's good. And if you don't follow me, I didn't need you anyway. That's good right there. Oh, my little new puppy dog found his squeaky. I got this new puppy dog. I don't know if he's trained or not, but he kept pissing in one spot, which was on my rug. So I replaced the rug with paper towels, and he pisses and poos on the paper towel. So, I can't get him to go outside yet, but even spend outside 10 hours a day, he still won't go outside. So at least he's not peeing and pooing everywhere in the house. Yeah, so I'm looking at these comments online. People are mad because people choose to have empathy for Charlie Kirk, someone who got assassinated. That is like hate on top of hate. Like, you have hate, then you have another stacked layer of hate. Now, I do believe a lot of these people don't give a damn about the whole hate process. They live in their own little world. And while they'll blow this up to us and we think it's all wrapped around them, they're getting clicks, content. It's just a money grab right now for them. Because where were they? No one came out and said Charlie Kirk's a racist, this and that, before this. A few people would, but if you're a Republican, then you're a racist, because that's what we know the Democrats, in order to keep the vote that they're trying to lock down, they need to convince you the other side is bad. The only way they can convince you the other side is bad is to say the other side is racist, or that their policies are racist. Oh, taking people who crossed the border, came in our country illegally, which you can't do in any other country in the world, And we don't know who you are. Okay, you say most of them are good people. Okay, most out of 100, what is that like? Okay, so you telling me 95 out of 100 are good? What about these other 5? Are they pedophiles, rapists? Are they murderers? Oh yeah, but it's just 5. Just 5 out of 100 are pedophile, rapists, and murderers. Okay, so that makes 50 out of 1,000. Are we really okay with 50 out of 1,000 coming in our country that are pedophile, rapists, and murderers? But we know about 11 million came across. So how many is that? I know the Democrats, they're not really good in math. All their schools suck and failing. But come on, man. Enough is enough. Me personally, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a devil worshiper either. I'm actually someone who studied all the religions, so I kind of like have a respect for religions. I grew up in a Baptist household, but I'm not trying to go, because I'm not something no more. I'm not trying to go and, oh, well, I used to be a Christian, so you can't be a Christian no more, because here's why it's bullshit. That ain't me. You know, I think if you're trying to be a good person, there's so many messed up people in our society, we can use it. Every good person we can get. That's how I feel. That's how I feel like it is now. I mean, I personally disconnected and moved from Louisiana. That's my home state. They kept being ran by Democrat mayors. It don't matter if you have a Republican governor. If the mayor in your city is a Democrat, he's going to be in favor of creating more high taxes, taking that tax money. It's one thing if Democrats raised your tax money and did something with it. They do nothing with your tax money. You know, you get high crime, you get failing schools, you get broken down roads that never fixed. You know, I'm over here, Republican ran city. At least 30 or 40% of my money I see, we got good schools here, good roads, and I'm talking about public schools, good roads, low taxes, low crime. That's what I like. I'm good. I can handle myself. But my daughter, you know, I want her to live in an environment that's safe. And, you know, really, I feel like the left, they done sold out the hoods and the low-income areas. And they love nothing more than where we have normal society to have chaos. So every time you see a school shooting or this Charlie Kirk event, to them, they're happy because they know this shit happens every day where they live. It happens every day, you know, 5, 10, 20 killings every day, every week where they live. Now they're glorified because it's happening where you live. And we just, as a society, we can't normalize this. It shouldn't be normal. That's why I'm in favor of Trump going into Chicago. This killing should not be normalized anywhere. It should not be normalized anywhere. And this is why I'm trying to have this conversation. We cannot be killing people with differences of opinions. I could force my way to try to change things in the way I speak and getting you to follow me and listen. And you could tell me, no, I'm not going to do it. And that's where it's at. And if to me, I'm happy if just 5% listen. Okay? Because that means I changed 5% lives. Look, guys, we know right from wrong. And if you've been doing wrong today, this ain't the first day you've been doing wrong. I suggest you get your act together. Because while I don't believe in Jesus, I do believe in God. And karma's a bitch.